Hey guys, what's going on? It's RC Knockout and I am back with another video. Now if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Nolan. In today's video we are working on the 100mph Traxxas project. Now this is technically episode number 2. Now in the first episode, if you watched it, we put the motor, the ESC mount in, and we also relocated the receiver box. So in today's video, we got to basically get everything wired up correctly. We're going to hopefully have this thing running. I need to put a pinion on. I was waiting on a pinion that has a 5mm bore that will fit on this motor shaft. We're also going to put the higher battery box tray on, or battery box strap, whatever you want to call it. So I think that's what we have planned for today's video. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Guys, so I just got the body off the Traxxas Slash, and so far what I've done is, if you watched the last video, like I was saying, we got the motor and the ESC in, but what we need to do is we need to get this wired up. So I need to figure out the wiring. I also need to figure out what we're going to do about the motor, because I was waiting on these to show up. So I bought an assortment. This is a 4-pack of pinion gears. I think there's 4 different sizes, so I think it's 17, yeah, it looks like it's a 17 tooth up to a 20 tooth. So we have 4 pinions right here, guys. Actually, it looks like 5. Yeah, we have 5 pinions, actually, guys. 5 different pinion options to go with that have the 5mm bore, because this motor shaft is much larger than the stock, whatever this is, 3.175 or 3.25 millimeter shaft. So I was waiting on this. I did actually have some 5mm bore sitting around, so I had these 5mm bore ones, but I realized these are Mod 1 gears, and I needed 32 pitch. So that's why I actually had to go and order some. This right here was our optional pinion gear that came from Traxxas. So this is the high-speed gearing that can get you up over 60 miles per hour. This right here is like a 18 or 19 tooth. So I do have all of those same gears and actually bigger gear in here. So we can run up to a 20 tooth depending on if we can get the gear mesh right and get this motor mount to work. Now this right here appears to be the smallest gear. This is the smallest gear that's in the packet, 32 pitch 17 tooth pinion. Now we do have up to a 21 tooth. I have a 21 tooth pinion right here, but I don't know if we have the clearance for that. If we do, that's what we're gonna put in. Let's see if we can get the 21 tooth to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna get some thread lock. And this did come with some grub screws, which is always nice when it comes with some grub screws. And it looks like these are 2mm grub screws. So where's my 2mm? All right, here's my 2mm right here, guys. Get a dab of thread lock on it, because these grub screws are notorious for coming out. They always work their way out, especially on the more powerful RCs, like on my X-Max. This is a constant issue with these little grub screws coming out. It's just super frustrating, actually. Hoping we can still retain the stock mount, because the thing I noticed is this mount's already at its limit right here. So our limit is basically where this screw can go in. The screw can go in right here. So the limit is basically this point right there. That's as far. We can't go past that. So we can't do a pinion that's any bigger than that, because we can't rotate the motor this far away from the spur gear. Our limit is right where that hole is under there. Otherwise, I have to start messing with the mount and start custom, like fabbing the mount and cutting into it, and I don't really want to do that, so it looks like there's going to be just the right amount of gap to run this 21 tooth. Because I'm shaking the spur gear, and when I shake the spur gear, there's the tiniest bit of give, which is exactly what we want. So I'm going to try to tighten this the rest of the way down where it sits like this. I want you guys to just listen. You guys hear that? I might actually loosen up a smidge more, actually, because it still seems actually kind of tight, but we should have enough wiggle room where we can get the gear mesh set properly. I think that is at the limit, but the thing I'm noticing is there's not the same gap all the way around. That's the thing I'm noticing right now, guys. So there must be some inconsistency with the actual spur gear, and it must be misshapen slightly, because I'm noticing that we're getting too tight of a gear mesh part of the way around, but then the rest of the way around, it's fine. So we can't really have that. I'm gonna push it all the way to as far as it goes. So this is as far as that motor mount is gonna slide. And right there we have give. I don't know if you guys can hear. There we have even more give. After messing with it a little bit more, guys, I feel like I got the gear mesh set pretty darn good. It's right at the limit. And it gets a little bit tighter about halfway around because this spur gear or something might be misshapen. I literally pulled this to the limit. I had it on the floor and I was pushing it, and it still moved with pretty decent ease. So I wasn't too worried about there being any binding issue. So we got that in, guys. I think now what we need to do is we need to get the motor and get the ESC wired together, which I think I'm just going to go ahead and zip tie these because I don't even know if I'm going to use this ESC in here permanently. So I don't want to go chopping wires and try to solder anything on. Not to mention I dislike soldering strongly. So let's get that wired up and then we will hopefully be able to test it out. So we're going to go ahead and get these motor wires hooked up. I don't know which ones go to which, but I do have this 6.5mm bullet connector. So it goes from a 6.5mm female down to a 4mm male. So then we can hook it on to this ESC. And just a refresher, if you guys didn't watch the first episode or if you forgot, this right here is an SC8 ESC. It's one that was pulled out of a Red Cat, I believe XTE, which is a 1/6 scale monster truck, which is a 4S capable ESC. And I don't know if we'll get up to 100 miles per hour running this ESC, but this is the ESC that I'm going to start with. So that's going to be the first test, is going to be with this ESC. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do this. If I just want to like kind of zip tie it, kind of make it look, I don't really know if it needs to look good. I mean, I can just zip tie it something like that, and as long as it's holding together, then it should be fine. So right here, guys, I have got a 3000 milliamp, I think this is an Ovonics pack. Yeah, Ovonics pack with a 50C discharge rate. I'm just going to use this to test the ESC out. It does have a Dean's connector. I don't want this thing going crazy though, so I'm going to elevate it. So here we go, guys. Take number one, I'm going to flip on the controller. There we go. Now I'm going to flip on the ESC. Okay, forward. Backwards. Alright guys, well, I'm going to get that set up with a zip tie. I'm going to zip tie those wires together real quick. I got the wires set up how I would like them. I got them routed where they're not going to come in contact with the drive shaft, which is the biggest concern. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but basically there's so much wire going on here that I decided to run, I don't even know if you'll be able to see this. Basically I ran the motor wires back through the shock tower in the rear, back around, and then I basically wired this and kind of just zip tied it together, and I think it's going to be fine where it's going to stay out of the way of our battery. It's going to stay out of the way of the drive shaft. I think it'll be fine. I think if anything we'll have more issues with these wires possibly getting in contact with the battery, which we do not want. Or sorry, in contact with the drive shaft. So, and then I got some of these little ones right here zip tied off to the side because we don't want this one right here dipping down and getting caught up in the drive shaft or anything like that. Next up, guys, is this battery tray. Well, it's not a battery tray, this battery strap. If you guys are wondering what the part is, it's part 7426X, and it is a Traxxas upgrade part. Let's go ahead and get this ripped open. I'm going to get the RC a little bit closer to you guys. I guess before we jump into that, I can pull out what it comes with in the kit. So it comes with the new battery strap. You can put a 20mm battery, but then it says right here a 29mm. So take your pick, 20 mil, 29. Comes with a taller one of these, and that would be this piece right up here, guys, that the battery strap snaps into, because on the Ultimate you don't need to use a clip, which is a nice thing about the Ultimate, that it just kind of clips in and you just push down. I really like how that works, actually. Looks like the last thing in the kit is basically a taller piece like this. So this piece right here, basically just a taller one. Looks like it's about maybe pushing an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch taller. Also, by the way, if you guys are liking this 100mph Traxxas slash content, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so then you'll be notified when I come out with more videos. Because after this one, this thing should be ready to run. We should be able to run this thing now that we have the power system in, and especially once we get this taller battery tray in, we should be able, or taller battery strap in, we should be able to run probably 2 2S packs in series, or in parallel, I guess that would be, and see what we can get with the 21-tooth pinion. So the 21-tooth pinion and 54-tooth spur gear, it's now geared higher than the 60 mph gearing, which I think was an 18 or a 19-tooth. We're up to a 21-tooth and a much bigger motor and a whole nother one more cell of lipo. So I'm interested to see how much faster we're going to be able to go, even just on 4S lipo. So I'm going to take these ones off right here, and then I think these two up here is what holds the front part on. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do right now, guys. Okay, there we go. Got both of them out of the way, and this piece right here just dropped out. And you can see, let's see, the piece we're replacing with is basically this piece right here, which is just a taller version of the exact same thing, basically. You can go ahead and install the new one, and then those 2mm screws that I took out, these two right here, can basically be fed in from the bottom. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, guys, I put stainless screws on this machine, I think soon after I bought it. So I think all the screws on this machine have been switched over to stainless steel, which isn't really a necessity. It's not really necessary, but it just looks better because when you drive in the wet and stuff, you don't have to worry about the screws rusting or anything like that. That's why I went with it. Also, I don't know if I pointed out, I already have upgrade drive shafts on this. This right here is the steel upgrade drive shaft from Traxxas. Now, I'm not a big fan of these drive shafts because I've had issues on my other slash with the pins popping out. But they are steel, so these are the ones we're going to run and try to get up to 100 running these drive shafts. They're steel, so hopefully they'll hold up to it as long as they don't fall apart, basically. Now we can go straight to this side, guys, which we need to get those two off right there. Those are also 2mm. Alright, we got that piece out, guys. And now the taller version goes in. So, in the exact same location, push it down. Then we have to get those 2mm lined up once again. Got that one snug. And got that one snug. And as you guys can see, it's literally as simple as that. It's literally 4 screws, guys, to basically get that higher battery tray. And here's the different battery tray straps. So basically this one just has a little bit more of an offset, so you can run a little bit higher or a little bit lower of a battery compared to this. No doubt you could probably still run this. Yeah, you could still run this stock one. So I guess I kind of overestimated how much taller this would make the battery tray, because here's 2 of my 2S lipos. I have these, what are these, Zop Power lipos. So my plan was to run 4S, but we could fit 1 in there no problem. But when we go to do 2, we're already higher than, we're already way too high for the battery strap. So that's kind of a fail. So I will probably actually have to go out and buy a 4cell pack. That's kind of low profile. I'll probably have to look online, see what there is online. Let's give you guys a quick little taste of what to expect, and this is only on 3S, guys. That's just a taste, guys. So if you guys like this video, go ahead, hit the thumbs up button. Also make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so then you'll be notified when I come out with new videos. Because in the next video, we might be testing this thing, but I also got on order, I got some wheels and tires on order. I also got some 17mm wheel adapters. So those should be coming. I don't know if those will be here before the next video. So the next video might be a running video on these stock wheels and tires. But we can see what we can get up to on the stock wheels and tires running 4S, if we can get a 4S setup going in this. Because I don't know if I have a 4S battery. I might have a pack where I can use an adapter and run a 4S, so that might work. So yeah, just make sure to hit that notification bell if you're subscribed, or if you want to subscribe, because there's going to be more videos on this project. Next video, most likely a running video, and then we will probably be switching the wheels and tires up, and we might be doing another run, and then we might have to start messing with the gearing, and we might also then have to switch the ESC out. We might have to go 6S. We're just going to have to see, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Later.